It's
You run in your arms, I can't get close enough. When you're around, I get butterflies that never stop.
A Villa di Geggiano, nel cuore di Chiswick, tutto è pronto per ospitare un grande produttore inglese, famoso per film come Fanatical, Saving Santa, Rise of the Foot Soldier 3 e Once Upon a Time in London. La nostra Fabiana De Bellis è andata a intervistarlo per voi.
Siamo a Villa di Geggiano, Chiswick. Già ho avuto modo di conoscere per l'anteprima del suo film Fanatical. Sono contenta oggi di essere qui con lui. Benvenuto, welcome Terry.
Thanks
It's a
for having me
pleasure for me to be here with you. Terry Stone è un produttore, un attore, ha lavorato in diversi film, la sua filmografia è molto ampia, comprende film documentari, drammatici, gangster movies, animation, quindi insomma è abbastanza eclettico anche come attore e come produttore. Is there a genre that you prefer the most? C'è un genere che preferisci di più?
To be honest, I like all genres because I like all films, and I've got children, so my children like children's stuff. My wife likes, romantic comedies, but me personally, I like crime films. I like documentaries. I like stories that may not be in the public domain, but are well known. As a producer, I like to bring stories to the screen that people haven't seen. And as an actor, I enjoy performing, and I started off doing sort of real small budget films, and then this particular year we did a film called Once Upon a Time in London, which is about the birth of organised crime in England from the 1930s up to the 1950s, and that's just come out here in the UK on Netflix. And it was number 3 in the charts, and it's being rolled out around the world as we speak.
Oh, great.
And then after Fanatical, we had a movie called Rise of the Foot Soldier 4, Marbella.
Yeah.
That's just come out. That's gone out to the cinemas in November. And it's now available on DVD and download to home stuff. And that's also being rolled out around the world. And then in February, before I got into acting and producing, I used to run dance music events all around the world, and I've done a film about how that all started. So that comes out in February. So yeah, I've had a very busy year, and I'm going to have a very busy 2020 as well. So.
Oh, great, great. Terry Stone sta avendo una stagione molto fortunata, ricca di film, alcuni in uscita, altri che ha appena presentato. Abbiamo infatti Once Upon a Time in London. Mi viene da pensare, c'è stata qualche ispirazione, ti sei ispirato per esempio a Sergio Leone per Once Upon a Time in London? Did Sergio Leone inspire your Once Upon a Time in London, or is there an Italian director that you like?
Absolutely. Sergio Leone is obviously one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, and he did obviously Once Upon a Time in America, which was the American kind of crime story, and we wanted to do the English, but it also involves Maltese, Italians, English, Jewish gangsters, real across the board. It's not just about English, it's multicultural. It was a multicultural boiling pot where there was lots of people coming in to the country, immigrants. So there's a lot of immigration here, and then obviously a lot of those people couldn't eat, and then they had to do things to eat, and that's really what our film's about. And obviously there's the prejudices, but it's a great story. But I'd say if you was going to say Sergio Leone did Once Upon a Time in America, Terry Stone
And
did
Terry
Once Upon a
Stone,
Time in London. So if we can compare it together.
Sì, certo. Il suo Saving Santa è un film di animazione molto conosciuto in Italia con il nome del segreto di Babbo Natale. Io mi domando, sapevi di essere conosciuto in Italia per questo film?
No. I didn't know. I mean, I know it went out in Italy, and I know it was very successful in Italy.
Yes.
But I didn't know how successful.
Very successful.
Well,
really love it.
We're actually working on a new Christmas film
wow.
called The Claus Supremacy, which is going to be from obviously the creators, which is us of Saving Santa. So that's going to be a new movie that will probably be in Italy, probably in 2022.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so it's a little bit to wait, but it's coming. Yeah.
Terry Stone come attore e come produttore ha lavorato in moltissimi film. Mi viene da pensare se c'è un ruolo che ti ha particolarmente intrigato, che è stato particolarmente difficile per te, e come invece se c'è un film che è stato particolarmente rischioso come produttore.
Well, I say London because that first film I played, there's like two main characters. And there wasn't really a lead role, it was the two main characters, so they were evenly balanced. So throughout the film, so I was in the film from the beginning right to the end. So the film was running at 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was being cut down to 1 hour 50, but it was a very long film. And where, you've got a film that long, there's lots of dialogue to memorize. And we shot that film in 6 weeks, and hopefully it'll be on Netflix in Italy soon, or an Italian distributor will release it. But the movie, it was 6 days from, so you get up at 5 in the morning, you get on set at 6, you get ready, you're there till 6 at night, you come home, then you've got to learn your line for 6 weeks, just with a day off, one day off a week. So by the end of that, halfway through, I felt like I needed to lay down in a room and close the curtains.
Of course, very intense.
But when we finished the film, I was emotionally drained. I felt like I'd achieved something great because I'd never done it before. But that was definitely the hardest role that I've ever done as an actor.
Terry Stone, prima di dedicarsi al cinema, è stato un appassionato di musica, e tant'è che questo soggetto è anche l'elemento principale di uno dei suoi ultimi lavori. Per anni, infatti, si è dedicato al drum and bass e soprattutto ha frequentato l'ambiente dei rave. Ci puoi dire qualcosa di questo tuo ultimo film e soprattutto di questo tuo personaggio, Terry Tarbo? Can you tell us something about Terry Tarbo? Because we know.
Okay, so I started my career off and we lost our house. And I don't know, in Italy, do you have like welfare? Okay,
yes,
so I was sort of in a welfare, living on a council estate. And the dance music scene, they were called raves back then. This sort of illegal dance music rave scene started where people were sort of dancing in fields, taking ecstasy. And I sort of got pulled into that world. And I really enjoyed it, and I really wanted to be in that scene, but it was £25 to get in one of these parties. And that, back in then, I was only earning £40 a week. I wasn't earning, I was getting that paid on the welfare. So to go out, that'd be my sort of money gone, really, with £15 to live on a week. So I had to work out a way to earn money so I could go out. So I became a ticket tout. So I was selling tickets for events. And then I started giving out flyers, advertising the events, and then that led to me called the C magazine. So then I'd sort of, over a space of 3 years, I'd become this kind of promotional character that would give out flyers, sell tickets, have magazines. And somebody said to me, but you're promoting everyone else's events, why don't you do your own event? So I come up with the idea of One Nation, and One Nation was one of the first drum and bass events in England. So I was one of the pioneers of the scene. Within a year, it started to grow. We started doing club nights. We started doing tours of the UK. Then the music went like that around the world. And then we started doing events in Ibiza, in Napa, in Canada, in Germany, in Switzerland. So the brand just grew. And then after that, we started winning awards. And then you know, I'd say around 1997, the jungle scene came along, and what the jungle scene was it was drum and bass, but what they were doing was sampling reggae lyrics over the top of the drum bass. So then that made the music a little bit darker, and it attracted a lot more of a sort of urban crowd. But then with that came knives, guns, and aggravation. So it went from being a really nice scene where people were dancing, having fun, to people shooting each other and doing drive-by shootings and being stabbings, and it did become an unpleasant way to earn money. So I started off, you know, just going normally, and then I ended up at the end having to wear a bulletproof vest. We had attack dogs, we had our own private security company. You know, it was really sort of, you know, heavy. So I wrote a book called King of Clubs, which is available on Amazon as an ebook and on iTunes as an ebook. And that book has been picked up and is being developed into a TV series. But then while that's happening, I thought, why don't I do a documentary and let people hear the stories, see the people? And we interview all the top DJs. So Andy C, Sigma, DJ Fresh, have all had number one hit selling records with Birdies, Rita Ora, Take That, Paloma Faith, all these huge names they've all worked with. So we've just literally got the who's who of that scene to tell their sides of the story. Obviously, I'm contributing quite a bit to it. And then we've got all the archive footage from the event, so people can actually, it's a real trip down memory lane, but it's been going for 3 decades now.
Oh, wow.
So I sold out of my business in 2003, and it's still going on now. So it just goes on and on and on. So it was beautiful for me to see, because obviously I created it. So yeah.
In questo momento Tarisson sta avendo molto successo. Quali sono i tuoi progetti futuri?
Well, we've got the United Nations, 3 decades of drum and bass. That's going to be a film that comes out in February, which we're doing a film called Lennon Lives, which is about John Lennon, the Beatle. And we've obviously got various TV shows that we're developing, that we're going to be producing. So I've got a lot of stuff that we've been working on this year that's going to come into fruition in 2020. So 2020 could be a good year. Well, hopefully. Yeah, I'm touching wood.
Yes, of course. Of course, yes. Sei mai stato in Italia, o c'è, diciamo, qualcosa dell'Italia che vorresti conoscere, o magari vorresti girare qualcosa in Italia?
This is a funny story. I'm half Italian.
Oh, really?
But I've never learnt the language, because when I was born in England, and my parents split up, so I didn't have somebody making me speak in Italian. I've been to Milan. I've been to Lake Como. I've been to Sardinia. They're the only places that I've visited in Italy, but I'm desperate to go back. I'd love to work in Italy at some point, but I've never had an invitation. So I'm available. I'm available.
You are welcome to work with us.
But no, it's a great, it's an amazing place, and amazing food, amazing people. So, I've always, it's in my heart, even though I've not, spoken the language and gone there regularly.
Wow, I didn't know it.
Right,
It's amazing. Would you like to start to speak in Italian?
Yeah, I mean, give me some lessons if you want.
In this case, you can say, ciao, Tele Londra.
Ciao, Tele Londra.
Thank you very much. Yes,
perfect.
Good.
Well,
perfect.
I'm starting my first lesson.
In your arms, I can't get close enough. When you're around, I get butterflies.
Una personalità determinata e vincente, figlio del musicista Harry Beckingham, fratello e collega dell'attore Simon Pegg. Andiamo a conoscere insieme Mike Beckingham.
Siamo molto contenti di essere in compagnia di Mike Beckingham oggi. Welcome, Mike.
Hello.
Mike è un attore molto talentuoso ed è figlio d'arte, è figlio del musicista jazz John Henry Beckingham e il fratello di Simon Pegg. Come ci si sente, Mike, crescere in una famiglia così artistica come la tua? Sounds like growing up in an amazingly artistic family. What would you say?
Yeah, thank you for that lovely introduction. Do you know what? I was talking about this yesterday. Actually, I'm very, very lucky because certainly within our industry, the creative industry, it's so important to have that support network. And for my family, for my brother, who's an inspiration to me, my dad, who's an inspiration to me, how I call it is that they're in that industry, they've never, what I call, clipped my wings. So they've never said, you need to go and get a real job, you know, because you get that sometimes with creatives. And they've always just said, you know what, you can do it, go and do it. And that is just so invaluable. And it really for me is so important, because, you know, we should all never be afraid to set off on a journey to what we love and to do what we love, and to wake up every morning and happy about what we do. My cousin was also an actor.
Oh, great.
He acted with Sean Bean and Pete Postlethwaite, which was God rest his soul, who's passed away now, but he was a huge theatre actor. My cousin was in a TV show called Sharp with Sean Bean. So it's kind of, I'm like a third generation actor, I guess.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it kind of all ties into sort of the understanding within the family of the industry. And I'm just so lucky to have, you know, my older brother and my dad, for example, who are still in the industry, there for reference, for help, for support, for guidance. You're family, aren't you? You know?
Great.
You just love them.
Yeah. Mike, sappiamo che tu prima di fare l'attore hai fatto diversi mestieri, tra i quali anche lavorare in un call center. In qualche modo queste esperienze hanno segnato il tuo percorso di artista e soprattutto quando hai iniziato a maturare questa passione per il cinema. Mike, would these experiences influenced you in a certain way?
Yeah, so it's such a great question, because the whole journey, there's like 1,000 ways up a mountain that I like to think of. So there's no right or wrong way to go about, you know, achieving your goals as such. And I'm more of an apprentice than an academic. So I learn through doing things rather than necessarily being at a university or something like that. It's just the way that I learn. And yeah, absolutely, kind of the life experience that I've had doing all these different jobs to kind of keep a roof over my head when I was younger. When I first moved to London, I had to do jobs in London that weren't to do with acting, but it needed to happen because London's quite expensive. And but it all teaches you, you know, life lessons and experiences and things that you can draw upon, get to the different stages of your career. So yeah, absolutely. And I would always say to people that, you know, I had a girl come up to me on set when we were filming at the end of last year, and she was a lovely, lovely, really sweet 14-year-old girl who said, look, Mike, I really want to be an actress. And I said, that's amazing. You know, that's great. It's the best job in the world. However, this being here on set is not all about being an actress. It's what you do to get to this point. So it's always the questions that you get asked away from set in times that people don't see. And the times that I've been rock bottom, the times that I've been really, you know, in dark places, are the times where I've been asked the question the most, how much do I want to be an actor? But then in hindsight, when you get to start doing what you love on a regular basis, you look back at those times and you're so appreciative of them, because they tested your character, they built your character, they really asked serious questions about how much you want to do something as a career. And you know, these previous jobs that I've done, and I've done lots of random things, have all played a part in getting me to where I am now. So yeah, it's a really lovely question, because it is what a lot of what people don't see, that enables you to perhaps achieve what you want to achieve, you know. So yeah, they definitely have, and I'm very proud of them.
Mike, tra i ruoli che hai interpretato, ce n'è uno che ti è piaciuto di più o che ti sei divertito di più a fare? Mike, which character did you enjoy playing most?
There was a quote by Christian Bale who said that every one of his roles is like a best friend, and it is sort of like that. I guess you can't have a favorite because all of them sort of impact on you, I guess. And you know, my goal as an actor is kind of just to show as much of that spectrum as I can, and as much diversity in characters as I can. And so I wouldn't say I've had a favorite, but I'd like to think that the characters that I've played up till now, and believe me, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but there's these characters that have got me to here have been all, I think, equally a best friend to me. And you know, they're you learn lots about yourself as well when you delve into a character, and how far you want to go, and how much of the character you want to inject onto screen, and how much is you, because there's always a little bit of you in each character that you play to a degree.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree.
And so, yeah, I guess there's not a favorite. Just friends to me, I guess.
Wow, great. Very nice answer. Tornando nel passato, c'è qualcosa che cambieresti o qualche suggerimento che avresti da darti? Looking back, what would you say to you?
Wow, I love that question again. You know, I would say, do you know what I'd say? I'd say trust the universe. I think, no, I know. Yeah, just trust the path, and I would say to just always just focus, as I said earlier, on what you love. You know, make sure you don't want to ever get to a stage, I'd say, where you're waking up in the morning and you kind of don't want to go and do this thing that you're doing. And as a young man, I was there a lot of the time. But again, it's interesting because, again, from my answer earlier, everything I've done up till now has helped me get to here. So I guess, I would just be like, you know what, Mike, just believe in yourself as you do, and keep believing in yourself.
Great.
And I think you can achieve anything, not just in my industry, with anybody who's successful, I think, has an element of self-belief. And as we mentioned earlier, it gets questioned for sure. But yeah, I would just say, do you know what, Mike? Just keep believing.
Great. Senti, Mike, quali sono i tuoi piani per il futuro? Which are your future plans?
Well, just to keep on this path, you know, I've got a fantastic foundation of people around me now, which you can't ever get anywhere without help. As we mentioned, my family are just invaluable. You know, I'm so lucky to have my family and them be in the industry, as we discussed. I've got a movie due out in September, and then I've got 2 movies due out in 2020. So it's just about, just keep the foot on the gas. I'm not quite sure what the Italian phrase of that would be, but yeah, just keep going, pushing forward on the path that I'm on, and you know, continually to try and achieve my goals as and when I can, I guess, and you know, I'll never stop.
Grazie Mike. Thank you very much,
Prego.
Mike. Prego.
Is that right?
Would you say something to our viewers?
Of course. What should I say? I'll try and replicate what you said.
Ciao a tutti.
Oh, ciao a tutti.
Da Mike
Is that good?
Yes.
Yeah. Ciao a tutti, Mike Beckingham. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Let me do that again. Ciao a tutti, Mike Beckingham.
I can't get close enough. When you're around, I get butterflies that never stop.
Classe 1982, modella e attrice. Nipote del grande Eugene O'Neill e della leggenda del cinema Charlie Chaplin. Andiamo a conoscere insieme Kyra Chaplin.
Siamo oggi con Kyra Chaplin. Benvenuta, Kyra.
Hello.
Kira è stata recentemente nominata ambasciatrice per il Regno Unito per le arti, la moda e lo sport. Come ci si sente, Kira, a ricoprire questo ruolo? What does this position mean to you?
It's a great honor that, when you've worked your whole life in fashion and arts entertainment, it's nice to then be recognized and to try and be part of a bridge between the fashion industry and parliament and trying to see what we can do to help. So it's exciting.
Great. Kira è nata a Belfast, è cresciuta in Svizzera, poi si è trasferita a Parigi e poi chiaramente ha viaggiato in lungo e largo per il mondo come modella, come attrice, come produttrice. Kira è la pronipote dello scrittore Eugene O'Neill ed è la nipote di Charlie Chaplin. Kira, come ci si sente a essere la nipote di un artista così importante come Charlie Chaplin? What does it mean to you being the granddaughter of such an actor who was a significant, massive artist for the history of cinema?
For me, it's normal. I don't know any other way. But I feel very lucky. I feel very inspired by my grandfather, my great-grandfather. The main thing is, and even when you look back, Eugene O'Neill's parents were theater actors. And so I have a long line of artists in my, people who are acting or writing, like in creative fields. And I think it just really shows in the way I was brought up, maybe with a certain mentality of storytelling or just a creative family. So it's exciting, and I feel very lucky that I feel like I've had a lot of opportunities in my life because people love my grandfather or my great-grandfather, so automatically they like me.
Of course. Quindi il cognome Chaplin ti è stato più utile che di impedimento. Your surname Chaplin was more useful than unuseful.
Yeah, no, people ask me sometimes, I go, it must have been hard. I'm like, why would it be hard? I'm very lucky.
Of course.
I could have a different, terrible last name of someone bad, but he brought a lot of joy to people. And sure, sometimes it can be like, it's hard, people always want to ask about him, but I mean, there's more difficult things in life to deal with than that.
Of course. Yeah. Hai un film preferito di Chaplin? What is your favorite Charlie Chaplin film?
I don't really have a favorite, because I like a few. I love Modern Times. I like City Lights, Circus, The Kid. The kids, we used to have a poster of that movie at home. And I don't know why, but I used to think that was me and my grandfather in the picture. And I used to invite my friends over and say, that's me and my grandfather.
Oh, nice.
And then one day a cousin said to me, that's not you. Yeah, that's a boy. I was like, oh, it's a boy? I'm like, no. And then I found out he died before I was born. So it's kind of funny. But my parents thought it was cute, so they let me say it for the long time and embarrass myself with bad facts.
Kira, se dovessi tornare indietro nel tempo, c'è qualche cosa, qualche consiglio che potresti dare a Kira da bambina? Is there anything that you would say to little Kira?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything I could have said to little Kira, because little Kira was very stubborn and did what she wanted, and she probably wouldn't listen anyway. Maybe don't get a tattoo, because I had it lasered off later on, so maybe that.
Cosa riguardo la Kira del futuro, the future Kira?
The future Kira. Hope you can look back and be happy. But I know myself. I feel like I don't believe in regrets. I don't believe in, stressing over the past. What's done is done. And I try and look at the future and see, okay, what could be, I try to stay true to myself all the time. So hopefully when I'm older, I can say, there's no regrets.
Kira, sei mai stata in Italia? Have you ever been to Italy?
I've been all over. I've been to Milan, Rome, Paestum, the Amalfi Coast, Yes, I actually did a film with Tommaso Rossellini, the nephew of Isabella Rossellini, and we so spent time in Rome and Sicily.
Oh, great.
So, and I got to know Italy quite well.
Oh, great, great. E cosa ti piace, cosa non ti piace? What do you like about Italy? What you don't like about it?
I love Italian fashion and I love Italian food. I love the culture. It's very kind of relaxed and a little feisty as well. I don't think there's anything that I don't like.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Grazie Kira per essere stata qui oggi. Thank you very much Kira for being here today. E salutiamo tutti i telespettatori di EATV. Kira, would you say hi to our viewers?
Ciao spettatori di EATV UK.
In your arms, I can't get close enough. When you're around, I get butterflies that never stop.
Rieccoci qua, abbiamo visto Moreno Montanari intervistato da Laura Campanello e adesso, prima di dare il benvenuto al nostro ospite, qui con me Sofia Viscardi di nuovo, anche lei intervisterà insieme a me. Ecco Sofia. Giuliano San Giorgi, benvenuto Giuliano San Giorgi. Eccolo, arriva.
Ciao.
Ehi là.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ehi là. Giuliano San Giorgi,
Ciao,
vabbè,
ragazzi,
lo conoscete. Cantautore, polistrumentista di Nardò e io sono originario di Zollino, questo tu non lo sai.
Vuoi cominciare così? Va bene, possiamo incignare così. Grazie dell'invito. Io sono un po' maldestro in questo, vedete? Sì, siamo perfetti. No, grazie dell'invito, sono molto felice perché comunque è una giornata importante.